Yeah. Turn me up. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up. I'm on the way up.
Yo, what's up YouTube? Back at you with another video. On today, make sure you guys hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell and hit the word all so that you may receive every notification that comes from the channel. And without further ado, we're going to take a deep dive look at Brodric Martin, Undeveloped. You know, why is Brodric Martin not developing the way he should develop as a defensive lineman on the Detroit Lions? Number one, he did have some injuries, so I want to kind of placate that to what I'm talking about in this. But still, Brodric Martin, over the last 2 years, which he was drafted 2 years ago by the Detroit Lions in 2023, he still has not developed into the player that is a heavy rotation player for the Detroit Lions. And a lot of players on this team need to develop. That's the only thing with some of these players on the defensive line, is that they need to develop. And Brodric Martin happens to be one of those guys. Why is he not at a higher point than what he was last year? You know, some can say it's been a knee injury. I mean, he is a big guy. He stands at about 6'5", and he's over 300 plus pounds. But at the same time, he's not giving you anything. When he gets out on the field, he's not giving you nothing. You see the preseason, he's still not being dominant. He's still not really producing anything. And you have to be able to produce in the NFL if you want to be in the NFL. You have to be able to produce. And I'm not saying that you have to produce at an all-time high level, but you need to be a guy that teams can trust, that if a guy gets injured, like Aleem McNeil got injured, they can put you in. You know, Levi just got hurt, so now Levi is gone for a whole entire year. Now, Aleem McNeil will be coming back, but we don't know what point Aleem McNeil will be coming back. But you know that he will be coming back. And at the same time, you thought that this would give Brodric Martin an opportunity to develop, even with Pascal being out, because Pascal plays on the line as far as being able to be a defensive tackle and a defensive end. And Brodric Martin, his only job is defensive tackle, and that's to be able to stop the run or be able to get a pass rush. And we're not getting none of those things. Shame on Brodric Martin, man. With his limited time that he's been with the Detroit Lions, he only has amassed only 5 tackles in his career. This is not good. This is not good. I'm not saying that this man has to have 500 tackles every season or nothing like that. I'm not being crazy or nothing like that, because I know defensive tackles do not get those type of tackles like a linebacker do. But at the same time, you're getting nothing from Brodric Martin. You know, we're depending on Aiden Hutchinson. We're banking on Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport to be those guys this year. Marcus Davenport, we know that he's a good player, but he can't stay healthy. That's the only thing that knocks Marcus Davenport. There's nothing else. The dude is, he's a workaholic. He works out, try to make sure that he's in tip-top shape, but he can't stay on the field. And with Hutch, we already know he is a dog. Hutch is the dog. And you need another dog to be able to produce on this line beside Aiden Hutchinson, who is coming off a severe leg injury. Now, yes, Hutch is at 110% right now, and he's giving it his all. There's a lot of things coming out of camp that's saying that Hutch has returned to form, and that's something great that you want to hear. But you want to see guys like Brodric Martin and other guys that get an opportunity to be able to go out there and produce as well. So I don't want it to just be Aiden Hutchinson, the only guy on our line that can produce and be able to get to the quarterback or be able to stop the run. You can't have that. If you're the Detroit Lions and you're trying to win the Super Bowl, you need guys like Brodric Martin, who has the size to be able to develop. So Brodric Martin can find himself skating on thin ice. He could end up eventually being cut this year because he's just not developing as a player with the Detroit Lions. And if you're not producing anything, then eventually Detroit is going to have to make the decision whether or not you remain a part of the team going forward. And from the looks of it, man, it just does not look good with Brodric Martin. Now, if you're a fan of the Detroit Lions and you know that Brodric Martin has not developed, leave it in the comments section. Talk about it. Give me your opinion on what you think about the Lions, what they should possibly do with Brodric Martin. Should they just allow this man to play another season with us because we have so many injuries on the defensive line, give him another opportunity? Or should the Detroit Lions just, you know what I'm saying, give him his walking papers, because it has not looked good, man. 5 tackles in 2 seasons playing with the Lions. He's been banged up a lot, injured, especially just with guys going out and Brodric Martin not being able to step in and be that dude that you can count on in a rotation. I think that's the biggest thing going forth with him, is that if you can't count on him in a rotation to be a guy that you can use, then you're going to have to go out there and probably get another veteran defensive tackle, or you're going to have to find another solution. But right now, Brodric Martin is not looking good in Detroit. He's just not developing into the player that you want on that defensive line and in the rotation. There's plenty of opportunities for him to make his mark, and he just has not made it yet. So, you know, I've been rooting for him to be able to get better year in and year out, but he's not playing that many games. He's not, and when he's getting out there, he's not really producing anything. And I don't think that the Detroit Lions are going to keep allowing Brodric Martin to be a part of this team if he can't produce or he can't do anything. You can't stop the run. You're not effective out there. You're not getting any tackles. You're not doing anything. You're just taking up a roster spot. So Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are going to have to make a decision as far as Brodric Martin goes. Is he going to be a part of this team for the long haul? Are they going to keep developing him, or are they going to give him his walking papers? And I can see them allowing this kid to finally walk, because he's just not getting it and he's just not producing out there. So you need guys that can produce when other guys go down. You can't depend on Aiden Hutchinson to do every single thing. You need this defensive line to be effective in order to make that run to the Super Bowl. If the Lions want to get better, it's going to start with the defense, because if you can't stop anybody, then it's going to look bad in the playoffs. And we know that it showed its head last year when we wasn't able to stop the Commanders. So we'll see, man, what the Lions decide to do with Brodric Martin. Leave it in the comment section on what you think the Lions should do with Brodric Martin. And I'm out of here until next time. Peace.